I became a forensic scientist at about the age of 21. It took me a while to get into the police, but I joined the Metropolitan Police in London as a forensic scientist. I then worked for them for nearly 16 years, both Metropolitan Police and the Home Office. I've been teaching now at Derby for about 15, 16 years. And over those sort of 30 odd years in forensic science, I've got lots of good memories. Lots of amazing things have happened to me. I've worked in the worst, dirtiest, drug-ridden slums of London. I've also worked in Buckingham Palace. I've worked for the anti-terrorist team. I've got exhibits in the Black Museum from time with the anti-terrorist team. I've worked with authors. I've worked with TV. One of the things I worked with Terry Pratchett, the late Terry Pratchett, fantasy author. I've made films and documentaries for TV. I've been on Crime Watch. I've made various films for TV and series for TV. I've been a TV advisor. So it goes on. The skills of a forensic scientist are many and varied, and it's what you do with it. So I've been privileged to have this sort of thing in my life, and I've really enjoyed it, and I love teaching. I love teaching a new generation of forensic scientists who are going to start out there and take the skills that we've taught them on and take them into the future. My name is John Wright. I'm a senior lecturer in forensic science at the University of Derby.
My name is Anna. I'm from Brazil. I'm a biologist, a forensic scientist, and a lecturer in the university.
Forensic science is a combination of many different sciences. It's an applied science. It's a science where you learn as you go along. It's a problem-solving science. It's the application of science to law. It encompasses such areas as biochemistry, biology, physics, ballistics, drug analysis, firearms, fire analysis, documents, and the list goes on. At the University of Derby, we offer two courses. We offer a straight forensic science course, which looks at all the sciences involved. And we also offer forensic science with criminology, where we do slightly less chemistry and we do add in some criminology. Things like how the police work and how laws work within the UK. And forensic science with criminology may be more applicable to somebody who perhaps wants to go and do police work rather than doing straight forensic science work.
In the university, the forensic specialists will learn a wide range of scientific skills. But apart from that, doing mock crime scenes, they will be able to develop critical thinking in diverse environments, and also attention to details. That's really important in the forensic science. Students
are taught a variety of skills. So they'll learn basic chemistry skills, basic biology skills, basic interpretation skills. They'll also learn how to look at a crime scene, recover evidence from a crime scene, analyse the evidence from a crime scene, and present that evidence in court. We also have a number of specialists working at the university where we teach students about entomology, the study of insects, ballistics, study of firearms, drugs and toxicology, study of drugs, and anthropology, the study of bones. All these sort of things are taught at university. So it's not just basic CSI, it's not just going to a crime scene, it's all the background science as well. I always tell people that we can do anything they do in CSI, it just takes us longer than 45 minutes. Most of the techniques that are in CSI are available in a laboratory, but we don't do it wearing a gun on our hip. We don't look quite as glamorous. We wear full protection and white suits, gloves, masks, things like that. And as I said, we can do most of the things. The one thing we can't do that they do on CSI is we can't enlarge a number plate from a grainy photograph, because that doesn't actually happen.
Some TV shows has similarities with our day-to-day work, but the purpose of those shows are entertainment only. If you want to know what a real forensic scientist does in their day-to-day work, come and study with us.
We've got a number of specialist facilities at this university. The biggest one is our forensic training facility, which has got a series of custom-made scenes in it. It's a detached house, actually fronting onto a real street, and we use each of these scenes, such as the lounge, or the bedroom, or the office, or the shop area, to set up real-life scenarios for our students. It's also got full CCTV, both 360 degree and zoom panoramic, so that we can actually watch our students, and we've got audio and talkback facilities so we can talk to our students independently whilst they're in their crime scenes. We've also got forensic vehicles. We've got a number of forensic vehicles that we use to train students how to analyse a vehicle, what to look for on a vehicle, how to search them. We've got fantastic outdoor facilities for crime scenes, varying from grassland to sort of industrial areas. We've got a clandestine burial facility where we can actually look at insect infestation and time since death. We've got a bone facility and a bone room where we look at anthropology, and we've got large collections and access to large collections of skeletal remains where we can train the students on those. We've also got a intensive insect facility where we breed up insects, so we breed flies and things, so we can actually see what these flies are, how long they live for, and again we can calculate life cycles and time of death. We've got a good team of teaching staff at the University of Derby, and we all come from different diverse backgrounds. We've got a number of people like myself who are ex-professional forensic scientists, so we've worked with either the police or one of the forensic providers. We've even got Anna, who's worked in Brazil as a forensic scientist now. We've got medical staff, we've got anthropologists, we've got entomologists, and we've even got medical photographers on the staff. We try and work with partners in industry, we try and work with partners in police forces and in other support industries for forensic science as much as possible. We have students, we run an industrial year course, so it's a 3-year course with a sandwich year in it, where our students often go out into industry and will work for a year working with either the police forensic science laboratories or some of the private forensic science laboratories. We do a 30-hour work placement with our students where they can do what we call live briefs and work with the industry and work trying to problem solve on a small basis for the industry. We also have connections with people like Derby Fire and Rescue, Derby Hospital and Derbyshire Police Force.
So from my experience, there is no such a thing as a typical day for a forensic science specialist. It all depends on which area you work, because a typical day from a crime scene investigator can be quite different from a forensic specialist that work in a laboratory environment. If you are a crime scene investigator and you are on call, you have to deal with a variety of scenes in different areas. If you are a laboratory examiner, you also will be dealing with different cases every day, despite you're doing more or less the same set of exams every time.
If you work in a laboratory, then you may be doing fairly standard routine things all the time. If you're working and doing crime scene analysis, you could be going out to a crime scene in any part of your area or even any part of the country. The best way to find out what's happening with forensic science perhaps is to listen to the news before you go into work, because if there's been a major incident, then you might be going out to that when you get into work. You can be a forensic scientist and you can do DNA analysis all day, so you could stay in a lab, or you could be a crime scene going forensic scientist, or you could be a fire investigator, so you could be going to fires and the aftermath of fires. It really depends which job role you go for, and there are many, many job roles in forensic science. So if you like working in a lab, and that's where you get your pleasure, that's very easy to do. But if you want to go and do something that means you're going out every day and dealing with members of the public and dealing with police officers and things like that, that's also available. Our students go into many different kinds of jobs. Some go into forensic science in the UK, some go into forensic science abroad. I've got students who are working in America, students who are working in the United Arab Emirates. I've got students working different jobs. Students work in health and safety. I've got students working as explosive scientists. Some students take a completely different path and go into teaching. In the UK, a number of students go into teaching science. As forensic science, because it's such a diverse and varied science, sets you up very well for teaching the STEM subjects in the UK.
A forensic science degree will allow a student to work in a wide range of places, such as crime scenes to laboratories, or you could work in cold cases, or you could develop consultants' work. It all depends on the area of specialization that you will do.
During the studies here, we expect our students to do, every student has to do 30 hours work experience, and this can be almost anything, but currently we're actually running a series of what we call live briefs, where we are working with police forces and individuals and forensic science providers looking at problems that they've got. So each student is looking at certain areas of the problem. They're then going to present that back to the forensic science provider or the police in a presentation style and hopefully inform their future work.
What I enjoy the most working as a forensic scientist is that I've never bored, because you have such a broad range of areas that you can work with. Taking an example as myself, when I first joined forensic science, I was working as a crime scene investigator. Then after that, I explored my skills in a drug laboratory. And a couple of years later, I've moved to be a lecturer in forensic science. So within the same career, you can choose to do many jobs. So a lot of options and a lot of things for you to do and develop skills on.
I've been a forensic scientist now for over 30 years. I still find something new every day.
University of Derby, kriminalistinis toks išėjo tikrasis kriminalistikos pasaulis, kriminalistinis prisistatymas. Kiek pažįstama šitas universitetas?
Tai pažįstamas labai puikiai, Karoli, nes tikrai su studijų komanda mes turėjom tokį kaip ir tripą vadinamą, kada lankėmės prieš 1,5 metų Didžiojoje Britanijoje, kur buvom išsinuomavę 2 automobilius ir visa studijų komanda, 10 žmonių, keliavom po Didžiosios Britanijos universitetus ir vienas iš jų buvo Derby University, kurį lankėme. Tarp kitko, tikrai teko lankytis būtent tame fakultete, kur yra dėstoma kriminalistika. Tai buvo beprotų fainai dėl to, kad būtent universitete lankantis tikrai leidau patiem truputėlį iš vidaus pajausti pačią studijų tą programos specifiką. Ir jeigu bandytumėte įsivaizduoti, tai buvom nuvesti į tokį visiškai atskirą pastatą, kuris turėjo tikrai beprotų daug kambarių skirtingų ir kiekviename iš kambarių, kur tu ateini, ten yra inscenizuotas kažkoks tai nusikaltimas. Tai mūsų komanda buvo suskirstę į 4 grupelės, tai realiai buvo duotas pusvalandukas, kur kiekviena iš komandų turėjo vis dėlto priimti sprendimą, kas įvyko tame kambaryje.
Ir visi turėjo pateikti savo versijas?
Tikrai taip. Ir buvo žiauriai nuostabu, dėl to, kad įsivaizduok, tenai ateini į kambarį, ten yra, reiškia, lova, ten manikenas padėtas kaip auka, kad, reiškia, ten nusikaltimo vieta, yra primėtyta pilna daiktų, yra rūbai ir tu turi vaikščioti po kambarį, rinkti specifinius dalykus, užsirašinėti ir daryti kažkokias tai išvadas iš vienų. Tu ten paimi knygą, žiūri, iš kokia kalba knyga parašyta, kad prancūziškai, tu darai prielaidą, kad moteris yra prancūzė, tu išverti šiukšlių dėžę, žiūri, ten kažkokie čekučiai yra, kas buvo pirkta, kiekvieną čekutį peržiūri, kur, koksai laikas, kokia diena buvo daryta ir po to susirinkom bendrai aptarti visus, kas kokius pastebėjimus turėjo, tada dėstytoja paaiškino iš tikrųjų, kas iš tikrųjų yra įvykę tame kambaryje.